What's going on, everyone? So I want to talk about the road stand and the heavy road games that the San Antonio Spurs are headed into towards the end of November into December, because they play a lot of road games. Now, coming off of a 5-game homestand, but now you got a really tough, just again, road stand that, again, could kind of put us in a position to really, I don't think necessarily make or break the Spurs, because I do think the Spurs will continue to improve and be better, but it could be kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, Spurs are good, Spurs are really good, but are they contending level good? Are they a team that can stand atop the Western Conference and be that team that, is maybe even hoisting Larry O'Brien at the end of the year, right? We're going to see kind of what this team really has, at least early on, right? But I do also want to be fair that, like, the Spurs team we see now and even into December is going to be very different than the team we see in February, March, right? They're going to be more comfortable. You're going to get guys like Dylan Harper back, like De'Aaron Fox is only going to get more comfortable. De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama, their two-man game, all of that. But I do think that this road stand and really December period is going to be a really tough test for the Spurs, but you have to be able to win on the road. You have to be able to rattle off road wins. Road wins are very important if you want to be a contending team. Even if you're the best team in all of basketball and you don't have to worry about home court at all through the playoffs, you don't want to just be reliant on, okay, we'll just win our 4 home games every time, because all it takes is just one bad game and you can't win on the road, and that's it. You're not winning. And now you didn't meet expectation. Now you got further behind that. Like, it's just, you don't want to see that. You need to be able to rattle off wins. It was a great Chicago road win, right? Been good at home, all of that. That's great. You need to be a good home team, but you also need to be able to win on the road. And we have coming up the Suns, the Blazers, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. So 4 tough games. Phoenix already smacked you in Phoenix once. Blazers, right? They've been good and they've had some great stretches and some very notable wins. Nuggets are the Nuggets. Timberwolves been 2 straight conference finals, right? Then you get into December, right? That 4-game stretch alone is pretty tough on the road for a young team that's inexperienced, that needs to kind of prove themselves still, that needs to be able to show that they can rattle off. Yeah, we can win at home. We can beat anybody at home, but we can also beat anybody on the road, right? But then you come back for a game to start December in San Antonio. But then you got the Magic, the Cavs, the Pelicans. Then you got one game at home again against Washington. And then you got the Hawks and the Wizards. Then you got one game at home against the Thunder. And then play the Thunder again immediately in OKC. And then you finish off December with 3 straight home games. So you have basically the Thunder, the Wizards, the Hawks, the Pelicans, the Cavs, the Magic, right? The Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Blazers, and the Suns. So you have 10 home game or 10 road games in the month of December or end of November and into December. And then you only have home games. You only have the Grizzlies, the Wizards, the Thunder, which is going to be tough, the Jazz, the Cavs, and the Knicks. So out of your next 16 games, 10 of them are on the road, right? That's not counting back-to-backs, not counting everything else. So this is going to be, because like you got a back-to-back against the Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic, right? Like, so again, this is going to be a real test for the Spurs. You got some really tough road games that you're going to have to go in some tough environments and pull off some wins. You're playing some tough teams, right? Like, last thing you want to see this young Spurs team do is start to get behind the 8 ball here, right? You all of a sudden are 2 games out of being at 500 because you've lost all those games or most of those games, right? You have 10 road games. Bare minimum, you got to go 5-5, right? Like, and I don't even like that. I think that is considered a loss, but bare minimum, you got to go 5-5, assuming that you can kind of continue to win on the road and be, one of the top at home, and continue to be one of the top home teams and all that stuff. You could do all those things, and yes, then, you just got to kind of weather the road games. But again, you need to be able to prove that you can win. Ideally, you got those 10 road games. I need you at least 6-4. If not 7-3, you're going to lose some games, right? It's just part of it, right? You're just going to lose some games. It's fine. You're going to have bad nights, or team just as hot, or, it's just lost, right? Like, it happens, bad loss, whatever. But how do you set the tone, right? That Chicago game, keep bringing it up. It's a great example. It's a game on the road, right? You haven't played a ton of road games. Most of your wins are at home. Your two sole losses at that time were on the road against the Suns and the Lakers, right? You go into Chicago, and Chicago's just dominating you. You're just getting ramped, you get smacked. It's just like, it's tough. This is not a great game. And then you rally it, and you come together, and you pull off that win. That was such a big building block, in my opinion. That was such a good moment to point to go like, hey, not only can we win on the road, but we can also win games on the road that we weren't supposed to win. We can also snatch wins that we weren't supposed to walk out with, right? Like, those are key games. Those are things that you can point to and look at and build upon. Again, home wins, they're going to come, right? Spurs are a good home team, comfortable at home. Most teams are, especially a young team that doesn't have a ton of experience, that is, learning on the fly and building and growing and doing all these things as, like, game in and game out, progress at each game. Like I said, just get a little better each game, a little better from coaching standpoint to player standpoint to all of that, right? Like, for a team that's kind of doing that on the fly, like, you need, these are all experiences. These are all building blocks. These are all moments that you can point to. The Laker game that you should have won and you just gave away. To me, that's a great building block. Team, like, you saw experience versus inexperience. You take that L and you use that as a way to kind of like, hey, we can build upon that. We can do this. We can do that. Right? Like, just, again, gives you that confidence, going in and night out. So again, this road trip in particular is tough. I think bare minimum, at least to start, needs to be 2-2. Bare minimum, I'd like to go, 3-1, but 2-2 bare minimum, to where you're at least, again, you're kind of just, you're building. You're kind of, okay, like, you took some losses, but you got to win. You got some wins that you can build upon. You can look to, hey, what do we do there that was good? What do we do in these losses that were bad, right? Like, kind of use that. Watch film, watch tape. Again, continue to progress. Find those positives, and you take away. There's positives even in losses, right? There's good losses and bad losses. Loss is a loss regardless, but there's, you just got absolutely ran through and dog walked, or, hey, man, this is a tough loss that if we just made these kind of couple key plays here, we win this game. Hey, let's do that. Like, those kind of things. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. If you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.